We
Yeah,
wait.
got it.
Good morning. I'm Beth Hldenbrand, and this is all booked up with Beth. And this morning we have MJ Kaine with us, and I am so excited because he's been my bud since like forever. Good morning, MJ. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Hi,
Um,
sweetie.
Hi. I'm all revved up for this show. I really am.
Mm.
So I'm going to turn it over to MJ and let him tell us a little bit about himself.
Okay, I'm an indie author, been writing for a long time. If I look away from the camera, it's because my little cavapoo is a bit of a nuisance and he's just running backwards and forwards. He likes to get attention, so I apologise if I look away every now and again. Yeah, I've been writing, God, since year dot, really. Um, I had an incident when I first started writing. I set up a blog where I had quite a few people who were interested in some of the stories that I wrote privately. Um, and it was more like a tester just to see what feedback I would get from the general public and so forth. That I used a pen name of O1 Society. So you may be able to still get the books. I'm not 100% sure. They are on Amazon, but I don't know if Amazon take them off because it's been such a long time, probably about 10 years ago now since I've done that. But there was an author that contacted me and said I should retire from writing because she said the grammar was wrong and the styling was wrong. She really crucified what I was doing. And because I'm dyslexic in a major way, I thought to myself, screw you, I'm going to do it anyway. And I have, and the proof is in the pudding now. So, but basically, when I do a book, I do it all myself. I do the design, I do the layout. I don't put it out to other readers or editors because I feel that some of my books are quite raw in the sense of the style of writing and so forth. And I enjoy that. I enjoy that there are different styles of authors out there, and not everyone would like to have. Sorry about that. Not everyone would like to have an editor to go through their books and so forth. And so that's what I do. And of course, I write erotica, as you know. Um, I have tried writing other genres, but I enjoy the erotica side more than anything because it's something that I'm good at writing in different areas as well, not just um, straight people, but trans people, gay people. You know, the variety is all there.
Well, I have to say that woman was a nitwit.
Oh God, yeah, she definitely was. Yeah, definitely was. As I said, but it gave me the confidence in myself, you know, because she was so negative in everything that I did. And even my wife said to me, you know, just ignore it. Just do what you feel is right. And so I did. And the rest is history.
Good for you, because
Mm,
I love your books. This last one I read, Indoctrinated into the Order, it had a fabulous plot, and the characters were wonderful. Like I said, Charlotte, the main character, I just wanted to belt her. I mean,
mm,
she was just, I mean, she was fabulous in her naughty way. I hate giving a plot away, so I can't do that. But she was a complex character.
yeah,
I mean, it was an erotica book, but she was a complex character. It was a complex storyline.
yeah.
So, it wasn't just, sex, 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 sex. There was a complex story to the book.
And what did you think of the ending?
My
What a
mouth
twist.
went, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it was a good story to the book. You twisted me, you turned me. And at the end, I was like, oh my God. And
Yeah.
I can't give it away. But oh my God. Yeah, you left my
Mm.
mouth hanging open. I loved this book. I gave it 5 stars on Amazon. Yeah, I
Thing
was
is, in
like,
the UK, in the UK, I don't know if it's the same over there, but they don't allow they don't, if you follow someone on Facebook, they don't allow the review to go through, which I think is a bit unfair because they say it's biased, but how are you supposed to get reviews from people if they don't put them on there? But there you go, it's the way they are, I suppose.
Huh. Well, I put it up there. They better let it go through.
Well, I'll have to have a look, but I look every now and again and just to see if there's any reviews. But I haven't had any reviews now for over a year. And when I wrote to them, they said it was because I'm friends with on Facebook. And I think, well, that's a bit weird. But there you go.
Well, hopefully they don't see this. But yeah, mine is still under but not my pen name.
Okay.
So I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not.
I'll have to check. Yeah, I'll have to check.
Yeah. So it's under Mary Hldenbrand.
Okay.
My actual name. So maybe that makes a difference because I noticed, I put up a lot of reviews and I know that they will stop people from, reviewing other authors, but I have never had a problem with it. Mine have always gone through. Okay. So check it out. Maybe that one will.
Yeah, maybe it's a UK thing. I don't know.
I hope it does.
I've got over quite a few books on there, and as I said, I only do it for entertainment myself, and I don't do it for financial gain because you hardly get anything off Amazon.
Oh, amen to that.
Peanuts, yeah. So this is why every now and again I put them out as freebies. So anyone watching this weekend, if you go onto my link, there are 4 freebie books, but you're going to have to scroll through the titles to find them. So,
well, you can post on my Facebook page after the show, and put your stuff up on my Facebook page, so that after the show, everybody can find your stuff easily.
Yeah. I mean, I do it. I put them in the groups every now and again. Like I give headers to say this weekend. I've got, and I put the covers on there and so forth, so people can download the links and so and have a read if they want. So it's entertaining in that way.
Speaking of groups, that is how we met.
It is long time ago.
Yes, I had just started my By the Author group, and I was just a little fledgling writer.
Oh, bless you.
And I had just started By the Author, and it's like exploded now. And Nina and Josephine helped me take care of it. And I think we do a pretty good job at policing all the marketers.
Yeah.
And usually till I get there, Nina or Josephine has already taken care of it. And I really need to start doing Author of the Week and Author of the Month again. I just, between writing and the show, I'm so busy. There goes my son, Matthew.
Bless.
Yeah, you have to go through my office to get to the bathroom. Yeah, we do a pretty good job of policing it and keeping the marketers out. But yeah, you were so good in my group, and you were always, Beth does such a good job with this group. Thank you, Beth. And you just stole my heart.
Try to be optimistic to newbie writers and so forth, because there's quite a few authors on there, indie authors, that I've downloaded their books and have really enjoyed some of their books. I read a trilogy probably about 3 or 4 years ago but I can't recall the lady's name now. Basically, it was a story of a young family of a father and a young boy, and I think his younger sister, and that they met up with a rich family, and it was all to do with the father being angry all the time with the son. And at the end of the story, it was quite an emotional book, but I'll have to put the link on your page on the group when I can find it, because I do go back to it every now and again and read the final book. It's just a nice story, but it's quite personal too, of what that young boy went through with his father, and with him growing up and starting his own family and so forth. It was quite emotional book to read. I often wondered how many authors or people actually, or yourself, do you actually shed a tear when you read a book or so forth, because it is so emotional? Do you
I
ever have that
do.
issue?
I do. I love when a book can get to me that way.
Yeah.
And, that's something I enjoy about doing the show. It's one of the reasons I do it is because of, like, by the author. I want to help out new writers. I want to help out any writers because so many people were kind to me when I first started, like you were.
Mm,
And that just means the world to me. And I want to be able to give it back to help other writers.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I think
And
that's why I give my books away free of charge every now and again, because it's just giving back. Because I don't have an issue with that. I quite enjoy writing, but saying that, I haven't written now for about 5 years. I just don't have the time. Plus, I don't have a laptop anymore because mine decided to have a drink with a can of Coke one day, and it just,
oh,
yeah, gone. That was it. So yeah, but I haven't written for a long time. It's just getting time to do it, basically. But yeah, it's good. But what I do recommend for newbie authors is to read a classic now and again. I mean, a couple of years ago, I read Jekyll and Hyde, and it was hard going, really hard read. Although it was a short book, it was a hard read because of the style of writing. But I learnt so much from the way it was written. So the way words were, certain words were used that are not being used today. It was very, how can I say it, a very British style of writing, and compared to books today, they're easy to read, and you can lose yourself in a book, and that's easy to read. But with the classics, I sometimes have to stop and think, go back, because I don't understand what they're saying, and then the second time I get what they're saying. Um, like one of my favourite books of all time, and I'll never stop reading it every now and again, is War of the Worlds. That
mm-hmm.
gave me, from H.G. Wells, that gave me incentive for description. If you're reading the first part of the book, he's explaining his journey from his home to London, and describing in such detail of the surroundings of him, with the trees and the wind, the feel of the ground, and the smell of the air, and so forth. And I use that for the description in some of my books, the way he wrote, the method of it. And I think that plays off a great deal in some of my books as well, because it's not just, as you say, sex, sex, sex. There's a lot of detail in there that I put in that you don't get many in such erotica books nowadays. So yeah, I think that's my some of my advice. There he goes again. Bye.
Yeah, he's just waking up for the day.
Oh,
Oh
bless him.
my, you gotta love teenagers.
Oh
Must
yeah.
be nice. I remember those days. Uh, long since past. Long since past. Yeah, he did a class with Gothic novels a few years
Okay.
ago, and I enjoyed it more than he did. I got
Yeah.
to go back and read the classics with him.
Yeah.
The child does not like reading. I mean, he's way above grade level in reading, but he hates to do it. And
Yeah.
so it was more fun for me than it was for him. I got to go back and read the old classics. I enjoyed it. So Nina has like dozens of questions here.
Yeah. Go for it.
Um, what advice do you have for new authors?
Just go with how you feel. I mean, you're gonna make mistakes, and if you accept those mistakes, don't worry about it. It's natural. I mean, some of my early books, they're awful to read, and the styling is awful, terrible. But as I said, that's because I didn't have an author. I did it all myself. Sorry, an editor. I did it all myself. So um, for me, it doesn't bother me. But the feedback that I get is good because it corrects my mistakes that I've done in the past. So I know where I'm going wrong with that. So, but yeah, if you make a mistake, don't worry about it. Just go on. Just do what you do. Enjoy it. That's the thing is, you've got to enjoy writing, and it's okay with people saying, you go to friends, and friends will always say, yeah, it's good, blah, blah, blah. But you want your friends to be honest. And if they say to you, the books or the stories crap, or it's not that good, take it on the chin, accept it, but ask them why it's not good. And if they're genuine friends, they'll tell you why, and then you can go back to it. That's my advice, is just keep trying, because you'll get there in the end. You'll be happy with your style of writing. There are so many authors who have different styles of writing, and that's what makes this market so wonderful, because there's different types of writing and authors. You get some that are very strict in how they write. You get some that are quite laid back, like your style of writing. It's very open, and your books, for me, when I read them, I read them very quickly, and that's what I like, because I never lose track of the story.
Oh,
Whereas
thank you.
some of the books that I download and read, um, they're hard going, and I get bored with them. Like autobiographies, some autobiographies I can read, and some I just get bored and I just stop. But I go back to them. I don't. I'm not one of these people that downloads a book and then sends it back and wants my money back. If I download the book, I'll keep it. And I won't get rid of it. But if I'm bored with reading, I'll stop and then I'll try something else. But I enjoy reading. I like the entertainment I get out of it. And my wife, oh, she reads every night, every night. Yeah, she's into thrillers and stuff like that. So and How to Murder Your Husband in 5 Easy Steps.
Sounds like my kind of girl.
Yeah, oh, she definitely is. Yeah, yeah. So
Ah, oh, that's funny. Oh, okay. So, who is your muse?
oh, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. Um, I don't think I have a muse, really. Um, a lot of my books are from my, how can I say, dark dark memories and so forth. Because as I was growing up, I was going through a bad patch, and I met so many different people, different areas of life, and I use those memories and basically put them down on paper. But it takes me a while to get the character into the right mode. Like you said with Charlotte, yeah, that's based on a person who I knew many, many, many years ago, who was struggling with their identity of what they wanted to be. But at the end, she became something unique, and it was good. It was good. And she went on to better a life, and it was wonderful. So that's who Charlotte was based on. Um, the Priest, that was my very first book that I put out there, under this pen name, N.J. Kaine, and that goes back to childhood memories of incidents that I was aware of. So there's always something of my memories in the books that I write. I don't have a muse as such. They're just memories, and yeah, some are dark and some are good.
I have to tell you, while it's in my brain, before it goes skittering off again, I love your book covers. You have gorgeous book covers.
Yeah, yeah. how I do that is that once I've written the book, I search through Google Images and so forth, and sometimes people send me images and I tweak them up a little bit. But I just take my time with the images, but I try to get the image to go with the story of what I'm writing. So which is why most of the images I have, like I put on the group so people can see them. But yeah, there's one particular model that I met years ago, Kat. Um, we now live in Yorkshire, North Yorkshire, my wife and I, but at the time we were living in London, and I came across Kat through Facebook, and I asked if I could use one of her images for one of my books, and she said, "Yeah, go for it." And so I've used her images for maybe about 5 or 6 covers with my book, and she's very happy to do that. And there's only a few of my books that I put on paper. Most of my books are all ebooks, but so there's a couple of people that I've known through Facebook that I've asked for their images as well. Um, there's a trilogy of books that I have a lady called Doreen. She allowed me her facial image for the mature side of the erotica that I've done, and she was more than happy to allow me to use her book, to use her image on the books, which is what I've done. And again, I put it in paper format, and then I send her a free copy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So what I do in return is I ask them, once I've got the book, is to send me a picture of them holding the book. I used to do that, and I still got those images, so I can put that on the group at a later date as well, so you can see.
Oh, that's neat. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, that's cool.
Oh, I like that. That's so cool. That's a great idea.
It's all right. My dog's playing with my thumb, so if I look away,
I can hear him.
he's playing with my thumb.
Oh dear. Okay. We have more questions. How long does it take for you to write a book?
Oh, it varies. When I was writing, my wife would disappear. She would disappear and go upstairs and watch the TV while I would write for a book. So normally, what it is, I have a hard drive with all the books I've written over the years, and I've just kept them. And what I do is once I've got an idea and I want to do a book, I look at what I've got so far, and then I just add to it. But it normally takes me about a couple of days to do a book, so I write pretty quickly.
I would say so.
But I've already done the groundwork. I've already written the book years and years and years ago, and I just saved them, and it's just like it's like a movie, really, when you make a film. Okay, and you've made the film, but you spend a lot of time doing reworks or reshoots, but you've done the basics already, and that's how I do my books. So I've written the book in a very raw copy, and off he goes. So I've written a book like a very raw copy, and then I go back to it and I tweak it up. Like there's an erotic horror story with a vampire and a demon. I wrote that because I watched Poltergeist, I think it was. It just gave me an idea on Poltergeist, the film Poltergeist, the original one.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, I just used that, and then I mixed that demon with a superhero, but it became a vampirus. And, I just went back to it, tweaked it up a little bit, and there you go, the book was done. And then I look for images that I feel could tie in with the story, and then that's how I do my covers. So yeah, it's I do it in about probably a week maximum. Yeah,
Oh, I wish I could do that.
yeah. But like I said, Beth, it's because I've already got the groundwork done. I've got over probably 1,000 stories I've written over the years. You know, and
Wow.
as you know, on my link, there's only about 100, but these thousands are just like short versions, really short versions that I've like one night I would wake up in the middle of the night and just instead of writing people just writing stuff down, I would type it down and then I'd save it and then I would forget about it. I would completely forget about it. And then when I tap into my hard drive and see, oh, what's this? And I read it and I go, oh, okay, let's see if I can expand on that. And then I would take a week to expand on that original concept, you know? So yeah, there we
I
go.
need to do that.
Yeah. But the
I've
thing
got
is,
like a dozen in my head. I need to do
yeah,
that.
when I was at school, I suffered severely with dyslexia. I mean, I'm terrible with numbers, absolutely awful with numbers, and I had difficulty writing as well. I wrote like a 2 year old or a 3 year old, like like a small child, and at the time when I was in high school, I had a my English teacher whose name was Mr. French. I'll never forget him. Never forget him. He, I was writing a sequel to War of the Worlds for my exam, and it's the he told me that it's one of the best stories he's written, but because I was writing it, I got certain letters mixed up, so it was difficult to read as a book, you know. So it was very very interesting. But yeah, so there we go. You okay, baby? Yeah, cool. Sorry, my wife's going with my dog again. It's been a bit crazy.
Oh, so you had an English teacher named French.
Yeah, an English teacher named Mr. French. He was a brilliant guy, really good guy, and he's the one who gave me the initiative to just to write stuff down and just store it. He said, if you got something in your head, write it down, put it away, and forget about it. Completely forget about it. Move on and do something completely different, because when you go back to it, you'll have a fresh state of mind and you can add to that. And that's what I've done with all my books.
Well, you know what? I am grateful for Mr. French because the challenges that you have overcome, wow, you amaze me.
Thank
That,
you.
that's just wonderful that you could. I mean, from going from getting past dyslexia, which I have known people with bad dyslexia, and I
Mm.
have seen them struggle, and I am so glad that you have overcome those challenges.
Yeah, well, you find your own way. I mean, everyone who has dyslexia, um, they find they find a way to deal with it, and it's not universal. It's unique. It's very personal. Um, but with dyslexia, you shine in other areas than you do academically, and I think that's the problem. And when I was quite young at school, dyslexia was unknown at the time. You were often put into what was classed in the UK as special classes, you know, because you were being held back from school. But nowadays that's gone, which is a great thing. You know, if children have dyslexia and the teachers are aware of it and they can pick up on it, they can home in on the strengths of that child's dyslexia and the strengths that they've got. Like my Mr. French, he knew I was good at writing. My imagination was good, but he told me just to write it down. Write it down, doesn't matter what you're doing, take a little notebook, write it down, make notes, and then go back to it in a month's time or whatever. And something in your mind will refresh, like a little bell going off, and you'll just go back to that memory, and then you'll just keep on. Like when I used to write, as I said, my wife used to disappear for a couple of hours because when I was writing, I was what I would class in a zone, and I would have like the TV on in the background. I wasn't watching it, but there'd be something on there that like take my mind off it every now and again, because with me, when I'm writing, I get overloaded. So I have to stop, look at TV for a while, or some people might listen to music and they listen to the song for a second or two, then they go back to it. They go back in the zone. But with myself, that was it. I was just completely out of it, and I was just concentrating on this, and that was it. I had to get it done. So which is why it takes me a week. Well, it used to take me a week to do one book. But as I said, I had the bases already there, so it was just adding on to it.
That's incredible. That is incredible. You are an amazing man.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you're quite welcome. So, I need to wrap up.
Okay, that's cool.
So I want to tell everyone, buy MJ's books because you will absolutely adore them. I do. And Indoctrinated by the Order was fabulous. You are just going to love the story of Charlotte. And I have to say, though, that my favorite character in that book was Mary.
Yeah.
Mary was an excellent character. And she was my favorite in that book. She was, I don't know why, but Kenneth says, amazing story. Thank you for sharing. She was a fabulous character, and she also has my name, Mary. That's actually Mary. I'm a Mary Beth. I am. So that could be part of the reason that I loved Mary so much. But she was a great character. She was a little spitfire, was Mary. So yes, she was my favorite character in that book. And I have to ask you, did Mary know all along? Was she actually in on it, or was she snookered?
I'm not going to say a word.
I knew you'd do that.
I'm not going to say a word.
But, I mean, that's why I went at the end. I was like, oh my God.
No, that'll spoil it for other readers.
Well, you're going to have to message me and tell me.
Yeah, we'll keep it to ourselves, yeah?
Okay. Darn. Okay, so thank you so much, MJ, for being on the show. And MJ is going to put his links on my page. And everybody, this book is a freebie, so you must check it out.
They're freebies this weekend, so I'll put them in the groups.
Yes,
both UK's links and US links, and
everybody leave reviews, and we'll see if they come up. Hopefully, they will, because
let's see. Yeah,
that would be great. And yes, great books. I adore them.
Good or bad, it's not a problem. I like reading the bad reviews because it gives, as I said, it gives you fuel to improve on yourself. So, that's another thing for authors. Take the bad reviews as good as the good ones. In fact, read the bad ones more than the good ones, because you'll learn so much and you'll improve. It'll give you that little bit of a boost just to improve yourself.
I am constantly trying to improve myself.
Be negative about bad reviews, because there are some people out there that just do it for fun. But you'll be able to pick them up. You'll be able to pick up the fake reviews.
Oh, absolutely! You can tell when somebody's just being mean.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I almost forgot. I am re-releasing my book, Where the Tombstones Grow, this coming Friday. With bonus material. I dug up some photos. The book is loosely about my great-great-great-grandfather. It's loosely based on my great-great-great-grandfather, who was a colonel in the Civil War.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And the house that he built, he founded the town where most of my family is still living. And so the book is based on this house. It's a ghost story. about the house. And so I dug up these pictures, and there's new material and things in the book. So I'm re-releasing it on Friday.
Excellent.
So I wanted to share that.
I'll keep an eye out for that one and get that one.
Oh,
Definitely.
thank you. So yes, I am re-releasing Where the Tombstones Grow on Friday. I can't believe I almost forgot my own book.
Oh, bless you.
It's a typical Beth thing. So thank you so much, MJ, for coming on the show.
It's finally been good to talking to you after all these years.
It's so great to meet you and your beautiful wife and your cute little pooch. We love the puppies. We do.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, he's spoiled. He's playing footsie with his mum at the moment.
I love it. Oh, thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and I will see you later this week.
Lovely. That's grand.
Okay.
Bye-bye,
everybody.
Bye.
Love ya. Okay.